Welcome back to Gear Check Games. This is the second part of our Pokemon Red playthrough. Again, I am Trey, and who am I joined by?
Me.
Ash.
And the rest.
Here on Gilligan's Forest.
Yeah, so this is the first dungeon of the game. And, you know what, as a kid, I didn't realize it was a dungeon. I just thought it was just a long, annoying area. But that was before I had played other RPGs.
Yeah, it's still weird to me to hear people like categorize the elements of Pokemon using the same jargon they use for other games. Like, you know, gym leaders are the bosses. This Viridian Forest is a dungeon. And I know that's weird and dumb. But you have to understand, there was a period in my life where the only games I owned were Pokemon games. And Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland.
I mean, I played this game for the first time when I was in college, and I didn't even really register, like, this is just the Viridian Forest. I figured this is how the game is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, the roads in between towns always have tall grass and obstacles and stuff. And I just figured, alright, this is just like a kind of more foresty, more dense road between towns, or part of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I left this battle in because it's showcasing one of Bulbasaur's strengths. And that is the ability to just kind of like slowly glean health from the enemy, even though it is just a Metapod, but I'm fighting him because like Metapods are worth a lot of experience early on.
And
so
it's
worth it. Yeah. So it's
one of Bulbasaur's strengths, the ability to bitch slap a literal cocoon.
Yeah.
The good, with vines no less. The good thing about Metapod, about Bulbasaur too, is that Leech Life takes a fixed amount of health, no matter how much Metapod buffs its own defense.
Yeah.
So, even if it's, you know, spamming Harden, you can still take it down in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about the status... Oh, God, here it comes. Status effects. Right on time. That's one thing I love about status effects in Pokemon games. Like, they make your opponent, like, think different and play different.
Yeah.
Oh, again, so Bulbasaur is a grass type, but he's also a poison type. And I feel like people forget that makes him one of the most balanced starters on Earth.
Well, yeah, because he's the only one who can't get poisoned here in Viridian Forest.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what the most challenging part of this area is the fact that these Weedle can poison you, and if you don't have antidotes, you're basically on a timer until your Pokemon faints because...
Yeah.
You know, this was back in the bad old days, I'm gonna say, when outside of battle, if you have a poisoned Pokemon, it loses 1 HP for every certain number of steps you take until it is fainted.
Yeah, and if you faint in the overworld, you
faint in real life.
Yeah, basically, you go back to the Pokemon Center and you lose a little bit of money.
Actually, I think until Gen 3, you lose half of your money. Yeah.
And I've already lost 2 fights already, so I'm starting the game with very little money.
Well, thankfully, you don't need much money in the beginning.
Yeah. You don't really need a good amount of money until probably the 4th or 5th gym, where you just need to start buying items to actually survive, because they're actually fairly formidable later on.
Or especially for the Elite Four, if you choose not to grind, you're going to need lots of restorative items going into that.
There's only one Pokemon I grind for, and that's little Dratini, but we'll get to that later.
Well, that's a special case, but in recent years, I've been trying to get away from grinding in my playthroughs just because I feel it kind of undermines the intended difficulty level of these games.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I thought, like, oh, in order for the challenge to be fair, I need to have Pokemon on par with all of the gym leaders I'm fighting. So I would spend just an inordinate amount of time grinding against wild Pokemon to make sure that mine were of comparable levels to the bosses. But after a while, it kind of sunk in, like, the reason why there are such level spikes is because these are supposed to be hard fights.
Yeah.
Like once you beat the gym leaders, the trainers' Pokemon levels all go back down to where yours should be. You know, it's supposed to be a spike in difficulty, and you're supposed to win not by like overpowering the gym leader with brute strength, but by coming up with a strategy to beat them.
You're supposed to win by having your Bulbasaur already at level 50 by the time you fight Brock. And no other good Pokemon on your team.
Well, I mean, Bulbasaur is the only Pokemon you need in life. Right? For all you who don't know, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, Bulbasaur is my, hands down, 100% favorite Pokemon. He's my boy.
Yeah.
My boy.
I mean, we knew that.
Close second, Mareep. But I share that with...
Yeah.
Mareep is good. Yeah, but now that Wooloo is on the table, now how's your top 3 looking?
I know, Wooloo's really cute. It makes me wonder what its typing will be. If it'll just be normal, like normal rock or normal in fighting or something.
I predict dark poison.
I swear to God, if it just evolves into Flaffy with pigtails.
It'd be kind of cool if it was normal fighting. Don't we have only like 1 or 2 of those?
Oh, who's normal fighting again?
I'm trying to think.
God, the first thing that popped into my head was Mega Lopunny. And now I'm sad because I remembered that Mega Lopunny exists.
Is she Ultra Sun Ultra Moon exclusive?
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Oh,
yeah. God, thankfully they didn't add any more of those nonsense Mega Evolutions in Gen 7.
Of all the, like, I just got done doing a playthrough of Let's Go Eevee a couple months ago, and one of the things that surprised me at the end of that game is like somebody busts out a Mega Beedrill. I'm like, when did we get Mega Beedrill?
It's like good old Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, like I've played every generation outside of sequels, at least the first game in every generation. And I'm like, I do not know. I've never seen one before.
Yeah, I always forget about the ones they introduced in Us. But I'm sure there were some cool. Well, Mega Beedrill's cool.
I mean, he looks
nice
cool.
It's nice that they made an attempt to give him better stats and moves.
Yeah. Who do you like more, Mega Beedrill or Mega Pinsir?
Mega Beedrill, honestly. I don't like Mega Pinsir all that much.
Oh. Mega
Pinsir is just taking a design that's kind of simple and, if you'll pardon the pun, simple and clean. The irrelevant pun, no less. And just kind of muddying it with crap.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Which you could honestly say for a lot of Mega Evolutions. Not all, but fair number of them just don't sit right with me.
Speaking of bad Megas, let me tell you about how Mega Venusaur got gypped on the design department. His new ability is pristine, makes him really competitive, takes away like 2 of his weaknesses. But the design, they just made Venusaur 10%, maybe like 5% larger, and gave him an extra flower on his forehead. That's it. The other 2 got like sleek new rad redesigns.
Yeah. And fan favorite Charizard even got 2 redesigns.
And one looks like a shiny.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not jealous. Not.
It's fine. I'm good.
Fine. To quote Lindsay Ellis, that's fine.
Well, now you can play with Giga Venusaur.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like 500% bigger.
He's even bigger.
With Dynamax.
Yeah.
So that brings me to a question.
Dynamax.
So I'm assuming that we're on Gen 8, right? Gen 7, Gen 8. Yeah, because Gen 7 was Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be running on the Let's Go engine.
You forgot about the real Gen 8. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Well, I mean, they might be in the same gen if they're on the same engine and have crossplay.
I'm honestly not clear on whether Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are 7 or 8.
Because, like, I feel like all the things you put in those games will be transferable to the other games. I'm assuming, because they made all those models.
Well, and they made that service that hasn't come out yet, but like Pokemon Home. It's like the new Pokemon Bank.
Bank 2, Electric Bankaloo.
Oh yeah. Basically to make everything compatible with everything.
Yeah.
Which I guess is admirable for people who get into like, oh, this specific Pokemon was my partner when I was 8 years old, and I want my children to be able to use it when they start playing Pokemon.
Man, I haven't
it's
even
a low
looked.
bunny named Fuck Bunny. I want my grandchildren to see this beauty.
Happy birthday, Billy!
That was before the censors really got in there and didn't allow us to transfer names like that.
Yeah. It's funny, they actually, I think, I forget which Let's Play group I was watching, but they wanted to nickname their Bunnelby Thumper after Bambi, the rabbit from Bambi. But they couldn't name it that because it has hump in it.
Oh,
and
there's
like a black list of words that you can nickname your Pokemon, or that it'll detect so that you can't name your Pokemon anything inappropriate. So a perfectly innocent nickname like Thumper is not allowed. But adding to the hilarity, I think this was in X and Y, actually. There's an in-game trade later for like an Onix or a Steelix named Thumper. So they don't even play by their own rules.
That's dumb. They're like, no, only we can name this name.
Yeah, good.
Scrubs.
You can trade for an Onix named Humper. What's the deal with that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I guess they had the precursor to that in Gen 1, where Lance has like 3 Dragonites that are sub level 55 and no like barrier, which Dragonite cannot naturally learn.
Yeah, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, just blatantly cheating.
Yeah. That's
why
really
he is
good.
the champ.
Yeah.
He hacked.
He's figured out the secret to victory: cheating.
Yeah.
Maybe he had access to Pokemon breeding and Red didn't even know about it. Red was all about just like getting his Pokemon ripped and ready, just like work out 24/7. That's how you would beat him.
Yeah, Red had to.
It's like Rocky versus the Russian guy, whatever his name
Ivan
was.
Drago.
Ivan Drago.
Drago. So we're gonna take on Blaine, or not Blaine.
Holy crap! We're really flying through this.
Speaking of Lance, here he is.
the other B guy, Brock. We're taking on his gym, but we're gonna do it in 2 parts because I'm not quite ready, and you'll see why.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any stab moves yet.
Yeah, no. Well, you get Vine Whip before Razor Leaf, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, Vine Whip's good, but just does not have hardly any PP at all.
Oh yeah. It's for some reason it's stuck at 10 in Gen 1.
Yeah, I don't think they changed that till... Is it Gen 2 or Gen 3?
It might be Gen 4, honestly.
Oh yeah, this Diglett.
Or even 5. Like, it seems like they kept it nerfed like that for a really long time, and I've no idea why.
Yeah. And as you can see, this Diglett... Like, Diglett has a pretty good attack stat for early game, so he's actually... He's having his way with me.
Yeah, Diglett hits hard and fast. It's a good glass cannon for the early game, especially.
Yeah.
Particularly if you can net yourself a Dugtrio in Diglett's Cave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't murder your team by the time you find it.
Yeah.
Those things are hard to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they start with Slash when you meet them.
Mm-hmm. Those things are honestly harder than any gym leader at this point in the game.
Yeah. Like, you need a Diglett, pretty much, if you don't have a ground attack at that point. Well, I guess you get Dig from Cerulean City. But if you don't have anyone that can learn it...
I think the Dugtrio and Diglett's Cave have Slash, and I think moves in this game with a critical hit chance are guaranteed to always get a critical hit.
If your speed stat is like so much higher or something, it has something to do with your speed stat in this game.
Oh,
that was how crits crits were determined by your speed, and that's why Rapidash was so good, and that's why Tauros was so good. And Jinx. Jinx was your lance killer back in the day.
Oh yeah, Jinx is amazing. I actually never used Jinx until my most recent playthrough of Red, but yeah, that thing is awesome.
On my current playthrough, because I am doing because I just can't get enough Pokemon, I'm doing a Fire Red playthrough outside of this to compare and contrast. And I think I might go, because I go a different route, because in spoilers for later, I do add a Mr. Mime later, but I think in my next playthrough, I'm going to get a Jinx just to see how different she is.
Well, it's just nice to have that ice coverage, you know, on a really fast Pokemon.
Yeah, if you don't go Articuno, it's always good to go Jinx, because, like you said, she has real good dual coverage.
Yeah. So what we're witnessing here is the Sand Attack spam strategy.
Yeah. Sandshrews also kind of having his way with me, like...
Yeah.
We've both used Sand Attack about 3 times on each other, so we're just constantly missing.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a war of attrition at this point.
Yeah. And Sand Attack is a normal move in Gen 1, isn't it?
I don't know, honestly.
Because Sand Attack in later generations can't hit Pidgey because it's a ground move.
Now, I forget, in Gen 1, is there a separate message for when
Did
you're...
he just explain to you what light years are?
Yeah.
Well, because when he challenged you, he said you're light years away from facing Brock.
Yeah.
So it makes a little more sense, but it's still... Yeah, the NPCs in Pokemon games, particularly the early ones, are notorious for the nonsense that they tend to spout.
Oh, yeah. We're about to run into...
no exception.
When we get to the route, I think, what is it, Route 3, right after Pewter, there's 2 kids talking about shorts.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares about shorts? Nobody.
The writers of the modern games, because they have to reference that line at every given opportunity. And also internet memes.
There's always the shorts boy in every Pokemon game. Even Sun and Moon has a shorts boy.
Yep. And a youngster Joey.
Yeah, so I don't have Vine Whip yet.
In real time. Oh.
We're not going to show you all the grinding. But hey, we do have to add someone to our team.
Oh, yes. Finally, GCG has that mascot power.
Yeah. Well, we already have Bulbasaur. Like, damn, he's right there. Don't let him hear you say that.
Get out of the way, plant.
Oh.
You're blocking my view of this moneymaker.
Yeah,
man.
This is Chubachu. This is before he lost weight.
Chubachu.
Get Thickachu.
Yeah. Back when he had like a differently colored belly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's where Detective Pikachu got it from.
Yeah.
The original design.
I unfortunately do not call him Detective Pikachu. You will be disappointed at his name.
Ryan.
Defective Pikachu.
Defective. This is my one curse that I'll allow myself in this episode.
Bish.
Bish ass.
My god.
I'm showing my disdain for the mascot of the entire series.
Oh boy.
Hey, don't be dissing rats.
Yeah, come on. How dare you drag the good name of Rattata through the mud?
You're right. Hey, Rattata, isn't he one of the only Pokemon in Gen 1 that learns Hyper and Super Fang? Like, those are not moves to flinch at.
Well, I mean, those are good early game, but once you get past a certain point...
flinch at.
Honestly, I would love just one day to be youngster Joey and actually Eevee and Ivy train a Rattata and take it to the Elite Four. just to say I have. That would be a real fun. That'd be a fun video to make for the channel. Ideas for later.
Rattata % run of gold and silver.
Yeah, at least one Rattata.
I leave that to you.
I should play through a Pokemon game with a team of creepy little humanoid hobgoblin Pokemon like Mr. Mime and Jinx.
The rejects.
God, they really are like hobgoblins, aren't they?
Yeah, who are the other little creepy hobgoblin humanoid Pokemon?
I don't know what the hell Machop is supposed to be.
What the hell is a Chansey? Like, It just
Chansey at least looks like cute and appealing. Machop is just this freakish little humanoid alien guy.
Yeah, you're just employing him to do your bidding. Same thing with Sock and Throw in Gen 5.
Oh, yeah. AKA Bert and Ernie.
Right.
Original the joke. And I know he's off screen now, but Geodude has one of my favorite Gen 1 sprites.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he just has like 6 little pompadours going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, is that a furrowed brow or just like ridges in the rock?
Yeah, I wonder
He's got like curly hair.
I wonder if like the way these sprites look was just like a result of the artist maybe not being so familiar with like the creation tools here. Or just, like, they didn't have a solid idea of what these Pokemon were supposed to look like.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, obviously you can tell what Pokemon they all are, but the recent game, like, pretty much everything from Gen 2 onwards had, like, a very rigid art style. Like, all of the Pokemon look, barring, like, some slight refinements to Pikachu, look pretty much the same from generation to generation. So honestly, I find it kind of interesting that in Red and Blue they play a little more like fast and loose with the designs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are even more refined than the blue sprites or the green sprites.
Yeah.
Those were special. If in post, I may post every video. I may show like a couple green sprites just to compare every time we talk about green version.
Just in like the dead time between the end of the part and the end of the end card.
Yeah, just like look at these ugly things that no one wants.
Look at this abomination of nature.
Yeah, I don't know why Brock turned away from me, but that's never happened before.
He was hiding his face in shame.
Yeah.
Rock, you're the only one who really understands me.
Maybe that's where he hid the TM.
Yeah.
Hey, let me lift this boulder. Oh yeah, so I wanted to say something about Bide before the part ends. Leech Seed did not trigger Bide's effect.
Yeah.
So I could have just growled at him until he used like Tackle or something. Mm-hmm. And Leech Seed could have killed him had I not grinded for Vine Whip.
Yeah.
Nice little cheese for
as long as it's not
Brock.
an attack, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, join us next time. We're gonna go east. Go east, young man.
To the moon!
Bye,
See ya.
Yeah, that.